Morning. I'm Moses Gaither Ganem. I use pronouns he, him, his. Along with Reverend Krista Taves, welcome to Eliot Chapel. Joining us, actually I don't know the pastoral care person. Who is pastoral care today?
I think I am.
Okay, wonderful. And can you say your name for us, please? Suzanne LaLauren is joining us for pastoral care today if something is weighing on your heart. If you have young children staying with you in the service and they start getting restless, you're welcome to take them to the fellowship hall where there's a live feed of the service and they can run all they want. Young families, there are snacks for the kids after the service in Adams Hall, and you are welcome to take younger children to the playground. A special welcome to our guests. Thank you for being here. Chuck Shooter is our welcome person. Oh, okay. And Lynn Murphy as well? Okay. They can answer your questions after the service today. Please look for them in Adams Hall. There are guest forms at both entrances to the sanctuary and at the QR code on the screen, so we can stay in touch. Please join us for coffee hour and take a blue cup so we can be sure to welcome you. If you're a member or friend, look for the blue cups and be sure to personally welcome our guests. Our online coffee hour is at 1:30. And now we have a message from board member Ann Lemon about the Chalice Keepers' end-of-year ask. Make me happy when ties are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Thank you all for joining in. Appreciate that. Okay, good morning. I am your Happy Chalice board member, Ann Lemon, and we are going into the 4th week of our Chalice Keepers end-of-year ask. And I have great news. Our goal is $10,000. And as of last Friday, December 5th, we were at $11,088. So thank you to everyone who donated. You might be wondering, does reaching our goal mean the ask is over? No. This end-of-year tradition ensures that we have the resources to act on our values in the world around us, and we know how important that is. No donation is too small. And for all donations, $100 and over, you have the option, it is not required, to get a free Eliot Chapel t-shirt in the color and mission statement of your choice. Are you loving courageously, growing spiritually, or inspiring compassionate action? Let's fill the congregation with a rainbow of colors. The QR code is on the screen behind me and in your order of service. Thank you very much.
And now I invite you, as you wish, to join in our welcome today by responding, "You are welcome here," after each statement. If you are black, brown, white, indigenous, APIA, whatever your origins, you are welcome here. If you are an immigrant, a refugee, or a person without documentation, you are welcome here. If you believe in God all of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. If you have a disability, visible or invisible, or you are neurodiverse, you are welcome here. If you have been here 100 times or just came today, you are welcome here. If you want for nothing or struggle each day to make it through, you are welcome here. No matter whom you love or what your gender identity, you are welcome here. For this is a community of diversity, of love, and of justice, and it is good to be together. Let us enter into the spirit of worship. Our symbol is the flaming chalice, with the bowl representing the beloved community, and the flame, the spark of the divine that burns in each of us.
It's magical, so everything's perfect.
Sorry, excuse me.
I think there's a barbecue lighter down here.
Yeah, there we go. All right. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Please rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 188, and remain standing for our congregational covenant.
Is this it? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, good morning. Okay, so we're going to do this in a round, but first we'll sing it all together as a group once time through. Then I'll take this half of the congregation for the first part of the round, and Beth will take this side of the congregation for the second half. We'll only do it once through, so it'll be really quick, but I wanted to make sure you guys got around. Okay. Ready? Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Ready? Come, come, whoever. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come.
In Unitarian Universalism, our covenants are the agreements we make between us for how love becomes real. Please join me in speaking our congregational covenant. As a free congregation, we promise to one another our mutual trust and support. To create beloved community, we promise to be kinder to each other than we have to be, to listen fully to each other with an open mind and heart, to speak respectfully and respectfully, and to find ways to improve our church for all members and friends. Please be seated. Every week, we share our offertory with a community organization that reflects our values and commitment to service. This month, we are sharing our plate with Room at the Inn. As we prepare to give, we welcome the presence of children in the sanctuary. Together, young and old, we practice generosity, knowing our gifts create ripples of love and care in our community. You're welcome to donate through the plate or through the QR code on the screen and in your order of service. Or you may text Eliot and shared plate, one word, plus the amount you wish to give to 73256. A link in the reply text will take you to our secure giving platform where you can complete the transaction. Let us be a generous people. Please join me in dedicating this offering. To the work of the Church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings.
Good morning. I would like to invite the children and those who are young at heart to join me for our wisdom time. Hi. Hi. Today, we're going to talk about something really important. We're talking about how people know who they are on the inside. So I have a few questions for you. What does it feel like when someone sees something really special about you? What does that feel like?
Good.
Good? Yes. Anyone else? What does it feel like? It feels good. And it is a good feeling. It makes me feel really good too when someone notices something special about me. Now, has anyone ever called you the wrong name or thought you were someone else? What is that like? What does that feel like? Yeah? How did that happen?
Somebody thought Virginia sometimes thinks I'm somebody else in the family, and I'm like.
So your sister sometimes thinks you're somebody else.
Sometimes I call Mozzie Mama, or
Oh, you call Mozzie Mama or something.
sometimes I visit.
Now, how does that feel when someone mixes you up with somebody else? It doesn't feel really good, does it?
But to me, it feels silly.
You feel silly. Well, that's lucky for you.
But when Virginia does that to me, I think it's hilarious.
You think it's hilarious. Okay. Well, that's really great that you think it's hilarious. And there's some people, though, that sometimes it really hurts their feelings if you mix them up with someone else or call them by the wrong name, right? Because they're not really seeing you. They're not really noticing you.
Yeah.
And then what about if that happens to you all the time about something very important about you, like who you are inside? We don't want anyone to feel that way. Today we're talking about how people know who they are on the inside and if that matches who they are on the outside. When we are born, people will look at our bodies and decide if we're a boy or a girl. Right. Most of us, and you are, yes. Right. Most of us grow up feeling like our inside and our outside match. So if you're born with a girl body, you feel like a girl on the inside. If you're born with a boy body, you feel like a boy on the inside. But for some people, they don't feel that way.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know if they're a boy or a girl.
That is right.
Oh, a boy, oh, girl, and on.
Yeah. Man, you guys are ahead of the game. This new generation, I tell you. So, you probably already know then that some people are born with boy bodies, but inside they feel like a girl. And some people are born with girl bodies, and inside they feel like a boy.
Yeah.
And the name for this is transgender. When some people want to honor who they really are, they can even change their name to match the inside. Now, some people feel like a boy and a girl on the inside, and some people don't feel like a girl or a boy on the inside. And sometimes they change their names too to match who they are on the inside.
Yeah.
All right. Yay. You're really good Unitarian Universalists. You know, you really are. Because we believe that everyone is beautiful, everyone is good, everyone deserves respect and love, and this includes transgender and non-binary people.
And nobody is perfect.
And nobody is perfect. That is right. But sadly, there are people who believe that transgender and non-binary is wrong and believe it's okay to be mean, to bully, and to punish and to make transgender and non-binary people illegal.
Well,
And-
Sam,
and-
I know that there are people that don't like
Yeah.
pride.
Yes, there are people who don't like pride. There are. And that's really hurtful to a lot of people. People who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, asexual, plus people who are straight, too. It hurts people who are straight because they don't like to see other people being judged. And we really don't like it when people who are transgender and non-binary are judged or told they are wrong or that they don't exist or that they are illegal. So how do we show kindness then when someone tells us who they really are? How do we show kindness? We listen to them. We use the right name.
And we share stuff with them.
Yes, we share stuff with them because we want to be friends with everybody. So as Unitarian Universalists, we believe in seeing people for who they are. Right. Every person deserves to be treated with respect, with love and fairness, and no one should be made fun of or teased or treated badly. And when we see things like that happen, we need to speak up and say that we accept and love one another because we believe every person has worth and dignity. We believe in kindness and courage and justice. So when we meet someone who tells us who they are, we listen, we care, and we say, thank you for being you. And we share. And now we're going to sing you off to your Sunday school classes. I invite you to stay seated for our meditative hymn, 1053, How Could Anyone Ever Tell You You Were Anything Less Than Beautiful?
How could anyone that your loving is a miracle, how deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
When I entered the First Unitarian Congregation of Toronto for the first time in 1997, we sang that last hymn. And I can tell you that as a queer woman who had at that time almost zero trust for straight people, it was the first time I ever felt safe, seen, and welcomed outside of the queer community. And I knew at that moment that my life would never be the same. That's the power of inclusion. Every Sunday we proclaim that we are an inclusive community, and we say the word inclusion so often it is like breathing. But we can't forget how powerful this is. And in today's climate, how absolutely essential it is that places like this exist. Because inclusion saves lives. It literally can save physical lives, and it absolutely saves spiritual lives. For us, inclusion is an intentional spiritual practice that we as Unitarian Universalists call ourselves to choose over and over again, because there is always something more to learn, always something more to embrace. And that's what today is about, building our capacity for solidarity with and inclusion of transgender and non-binary people. Because those of you who are part of the transgender community, we owe it to you, and we owe it to ourselves to do this work. Your safety, your right to exist is not your work alone. It rests with all of us. And we know that solidarity doesn't just happen. We have to do our work. We all have to understand the experiences and the issues of those who experience exclusion in many parts of their lives. Inclusion doesn't just mean welcoming others, it means welcoming parts of ourselves that we have suppressed. Because all hatred is a result of suppression of the true self by others and by ourselves. Hatred is the result of the energy that is harnessed in unhealthy ways from the ways that we are also suppressed inside. And so to do our work is to undo that in ourselves so that we can be the kind of people, the kind of community that is capable of embracing a wide range of diversity. So today we're going to do some of this work together so that this community can more truthfully proclaim that we are, as a congregation, in solidarity with the transgender and non-binary community. And we're going to start with a bit of education by looking at a video called The Science of Being Transgender, produced by ASAP Science. Let's have a look. How many of you learned something new from that video? It's pretty fascinating, isn't it? We used that video in the class that we offered this last fall called Authentic Selves, celebrating transgender and non-binary people and their families. And it really was like an aha moment for almost everyone in the class, including myself. You know, so often we see gender as a spectrum, right, with male on one end and female on the other. But that isn't accurate. Many of us have different combinations of the genes that determine the physicality of our gender and the inner experience of our gender. And that means that transgender and non-binary aren't outliers. There's no normal and less normal. You know, part of our inner work, and this is for all of us regardless of how we experience our gender, is to decenter the male-female binary so that the value and the legitimacy of all our genders aren't determined by how they fit into a male-female frame that most of us are conditioned to see as normal. This is our work. The spiritual practice of inclusion asks us to look at ourselves differently. To be in solidarity with the trans and non-binary community means looking at how each of us may have suppressed or limited the possibilities of the gender that we experience on the inside. Can we bring that actively back into our experience of living? Let us enter into a time of musical meditation.
So the question I wanted to explore today is, why are people so threatened by the freedom of others? And let's be clear that being transgender is a threat to the powers that be, powers that wish to control, that wish to keep power to themselves. And this is not the true kind of power that liberates. It is an ego trip fueled by the act of exercising power over others. That is the dark energy that still grips this world. Although it may be hard to believe, given with what we see in our current administration and in the news, most people are not driven by this power any longer. However, it is still the dominant way that we understand power, and it is unconsciously taught in our culture. Its root is toxic masculinity, a me-first, zero-sum, exclusionary, ego-driven, narcissistic, distorted view of masculinity. Ultimately, a fear-based, survival-oriented game that men in this culture are obliged to play, as we are led to believe, if we want to win, to get ahead, to gain power, and have success in life. The philosophy is hunt or be hunted, play or be played, and this notion that if you want to be a real man, you must have a certain minimizing view of women, or you must control the feminine in some way. It's pretty awful and gross. Most of us reject this version of masculinity, and yet it still persists in less obvious ways. It lives in our blind spots. So let's examine for ourselves, why do we feel like we need to control how others live their lives? Why do we feel threatened, as if the fabric of our culture might unwind if people are free, for example, to be any gender they choose? Why does anger and resentment sometimes arise when others choose not to play by the societal rules? Do we envy their freedom because we feel it is unfair? Why should they get to shirk the rules while I continue to play by them? Challenging the status quo is dangerous. And unfortunately, the reality is that there are still too many people steeped in this culture of toxic masculinity. They don't yet know the way of love. They are still living the way of power, control, and fear. For them, true freedom is a threat, and being transgender is a direct threat to this old model of control. Anger, hatred, and disconnection from the true self drive some to kill, and we must confront the reality that many are killed under this model of masculinity, and those who are openly transgender are among those who are most vulnerable. We have a list of names. Okay.
Please join me. Yeah, here we go. Right there. Every year, in small and large communities across the world, we honor those who have violently died before their time because of hatred, fear, or misunderstanding. For too many, these services are the only ones that are held where they are recognized in the names, genders, and ways they wanted to be known.
Today we remember that for too many, life is fragile and dangerous. We remember that people are at risk for the simple action of being who they are. Most of those who have been murdered, who we mourn for today, are black and brown people, reminding us that for transgender people who are people of color, life is especially dangerous.
I invite Lily Shoto-Sher to come forward and read the names.
We will read the names of 57 transgender people who were murdered or died by suicide in the United States this year, each loved or beloved, gone before the dreams and hopes on their hearts had the time and space to sprout. Bianca Giglialiente, Castro Arabejo, 44 years. Denise Chucker. Elisa Ray Shoup, 61. Caitlin Renetta Benoit, 15. Parker Savares, 15. Sam Nordquist, 24. Sydney Leigh Phillips, 22. Eviana Johnson, 25. Kanisha Coco Chantel, 26. Tessa June, 21. Tiara Love Jackson, 37. JJ Godby, 26. Laura Schuler, 47. Mecca Shabazz, 46. Aubrey Dameron, 25. Artie Cassidy Beowulf Gibson, 23. Charlotte Fosgate, 17. Sonny Hopkins, 39. Shaparius Dupree, 32. Ajani Walden. Kyla Jane Walker, 39. Rosa Machuca, 27 and 24. Leah Smith, 21. Phoenix Casetta. Cassie Rea, 31. Nora Horwitz, 38. Michelle Kemmer, 80. Dream Johnson, 28. Amiri Dior, 23. Cam Thompson, 18. Katoria Banks, 31. Illy Stabling, 49. Jay Flores, 23. Lady Java, 82. Apollo Moon, 26. Roy Mora, 15. Lindy Beckra Morin, 30. Luisa Rivera, 68. Hope Leica Youngblood, 49. Zara Weinberg, 36. Gabriel Cam Nguyen, 21. Jax Grattan, 34. Lily Dawn Harkins, 22. Leah Joe, 37. Megan Jordan Cridley, 22. Onyx Cornish, 18. Emma Slavak, 24. Kamora Woods, 27. Blair Sawyer, 27. Christina Hayes, 28. Carmen Wells, 25. Tahiri Broom, 29. Relasia Wright, 25. Aziza Barnes, 31. Kelsey Elam, 25. Rick Alistair Newman, 29. Jill Heathers Bouvier, 54. Raven Sied. And finally, and this one's a bit different, Miss Major Griffin Gracie at 78. Miss Major's death was no tragedy. Unlike the others on this list, she died at peace with loved ones. She's included because she sparked as a trans activist since she participated in Stonewall in 1969. She organized the Collective Angels of Care during the worst years of the AIDS epidemic. She survived the criminal justice system and fought to improve conditions for trans women, helping people recover after incarceration. She volunteered at San Diego's First Needle Exchange. She finished out her life in Arkansas, where she founded Gigi House, which focused on healing and joy for Black trans people. Krista, please. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Please join with me in this prayer of hope and resilience as you are so moved. Spirit of life, God of grace and mercy, goddess of light and dark, source of love so grand we cannot imagine it. Grant us the love, courage, and tenacity to make a difference in a world where anti-trans violence continues to bring destruction and harm. Remind us that we are always connected to those who have died before their time. Let their light shine through us. Inspire us to challenge and be strong against the forces that allow the needless harm and violence to continue. Prejudice, unjust laws, repression, stigma, and fear. Let the light of justice and peace shine through us. Let us enter into a time of silence. Let us speak the names of those we would hold in our love and care. And may we have a moment to honor member Jean Hutchins, who passed away on Friday. Spirit of love and life, co-create with us a world where all are cared for, where all can shine brightly and dance freely. Let our light shine on each other and be carried forever in our hearts. Amen. One of our community partners is the Metro Trans Umbrella Group. We have a long relationship with the Metro Trans Umbrella Group. We often provide space for retreats and meetings, and we also support their food pantry. It's not unusual for MTUG to receive threats prior to the Transgender Day of Remembrance, and this year was no different. Someone nailed a sign bearing a threat over the Transgender Memorial Garden. Now, in previous years, threats like this might result in canceling the event. But this year, MTUG decided no. They were not going to do that. Instead, they began calling on allies to show up and offer security. 6 of the 7 Unitarian Universalist clergy in St. Louis were available. We put on our tab shirts and our stoles and our reflective vests and joined other clergy and allies. And as more than 150 people gathered in the garden to honor their deceased, we stood facing out, keeping watch. This is some of what MTUG Director Noki Ray shared at the service. They want us scared. They want us to decide it wasn't worth it and to just stay home. They thought we'd be too frightened to gather, to be seen, to exist in public. But look around. Here we are. Why does our memorial garden scare someone enough to threaten it? Because when we gather like this, when we tend to our dead, when we say their names out loud, we're refusing to pretend we don't exist. The people we're remembering today knew the risks, and yet they lived as themselves anyway. They looked at the choice between safety and truth, and they picked truth. They picked themselves every single time. That's what we're doing by being here. We're making the same choice they made, come what may. The words of Noki Ray. This morning, let us hold on to this. Every one of us has moments when we can choose safety or truth. And to be in solidarity with those who are experiencing active harm is to choose truth, to seek the truth, internalize the truth, proclaim the truth that we all deserve to exist. We all deserve to live without fear. We all deserve to live without violence. To be in solidarity is to be as brave as those who showed up to honor their dead and live their truth, knowing the risk. So to our beloveds in the transgender community, let me say this. You are loved. You are treasured. You are a gift just as you are, bearing truth and witness and courage and beauty. And to all of us, let me say this. May we choose truth over fear. May we choose love over hate. May we choose courage and beauty for all the days of our life. May it be so. Amen and blessed be. I invite you to rise for our closing hymn. You may, if you know this hymn, find the words a bit different because we have written the hymn to be gender neutral.
If every person in the world had their mind set on freedom, if every person in the world dreamed a sweet dream of peace, if every person of every nation, young and old, each generation, held their head up in the name of, there would be no more war. If every person in the world had their mind set on freedom, if every sibling stood with sibling as a witness for peace, if every person of every nation, young and old, each generation, held his hands out in the name of love, there would be no more war. If all the people in the world shared a vision of freedom, if all the people in the world shared a sweet dream of peace, if all the people of every nation worked for justice and liberation, holding hands out in the name of love, there would be no more war. If all the people in the world set a true course for freedom, if every nation raised its children in a culture of peace, if all the people of every nation reached in friendship across the water, refusing to be enemies, there would be no more war.
Let us extinguish our chalice and share our benediction. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We will keep a place for you wherever you may go. We'll sustain this home of faith and love you've come to know. Go in peace, bring hope to hearts that yearn. We will keep a place for you till you return.
And now, may the Spirit of life hold you, may love bless you, and may joy find a place in your days. Love to you all. Go in peace.
Amen.